Greetings, greetings. Welcome. It is Qtalks, and this is Black Swan Theory. Today, I want to talk about grieving the family that you thought you would have. Grief doesn't always come from loss. Sometimes it comes from the love that never arrived. We grow up and we expect love. We expect unconditional safety and understanding. When that does not come, it can hurt, and it can hurt immensely because we all believe and we are told or taught at a young age that that is our basic human right, right? To be taken care of. It's even in the hierarchy of needs. Yet, life doesn't always present situations and circumstances that align with that. Often, especially if you are here as a black swan, you will have had to go without. You would have had to live a life with certain core needs unmet. Letting go of the idea of the fantasy family is a sort of death. That grief is valid, even if nobody else can see it. You know what you went through and you know what you felt would have made it better, the connections that you craved yet had to do without. It's so painful knowing that certain circumstances might have impacted you differently in a way that would have served you better, yet you have still had to try to do your very best without. Myself, for example, I wasn't born in London, in the UK. I was actually born in the Netherlands. Unfortunately, well, I wouldn't say unfortunately, but when I was young, I had to move here with my mother and I had to leave my immediate family at home. My siblings, well, my nieces, I grew up with as though they were my siblings because they were around my age group. And even then, I always craved my own sibling, my own companionship. So when I came here and I found myself, completely alone, often when my mother was not around, this was painful. This was something that I did not understand, and it was not what I wanted. I wanted love, I wanted connection, I wanted siblings, a brother, a sister, cousins. I wanted to feel part of something, yet I found myself feeling isolated, alone, and confused. Healing comes when we accept that the version of family that we needed, that we required, may never come, but we can create something new for ourselves. I worked tirelessly on my relationship with my mother to make sure that I felt understood to the highest degree possible, and vice versa, that I also tried to understand her. This was so important to me because the sense of understanding and feeling connected was lacking for me. And if I didn't develop that with my mother, I would have felt even more disconnected from a sense of family, and I would have sought outwards to create that for myself, right? The work wasn't easy, but it had to be done, and I did it. When it comes to accepting things as they are, it is painful, but it is necessary. You cannot hurt yourself or allow yourself to continue to grieve something that may not come. When you become family to yourself, when you realize that you are your closest and most important familial member, that is when you can build the relationships that you need. That is when you can provide yourself with a sense of family, as well as picking and selecting the right type of people to be a part of your family, whether those are friends, whether those are pets, whether those are even people at work. Family can be defined in so many different ways. And I am here to let you know, my black swan, that you are my family and I am yours. Even though you may not feel that you have a home out there, you have a home here, and it is not going anywhere. We will always be related because we are black swans. I recently have had to accept another idea of family that I never imagined. I recently lost my mother, who was my only sense of family, as I explained, especially since coming here. And I never imagined that this was how things would work out or this was how I would end up losing her. I never thought that I would lose her at the age of 27. Yet here I am, still hurting, but also still knowing and hopeful that what is for me is out there, and that sense of belonging, I have cultivated it for myself, in myself. And if I'm able to do that, then it is only right that I will find and come across that reflection outwardly. I know the news about my mother is quite a bombshell, especially to those who may know me. I will be diving further into and exploring that topic in my podcast because I feel that I will have more room to really, be vulnerable and share that in a place where people want to hear it and talk about it. Um, I don't think a YouTube video would give enough space and honor to that topic. So, yeah, I just wanted you to be aware of that and to know that even that conversation doesn't end here. I am going to be talking and diving deeper into that and how that's affected and impacted me. To those grieving the invisible and visible losses, your sorrow matters and your healing is sacred.